can also declare a variable within a block. That variable is not available outside the block. The variable scope exists within that block only. Once the control goes out of the block, that will be lost. Scope will be lost. Okay. Now we will see that with the help of a program. See this program. Just to get the idea, I used the same variable name int num1. Num1 is made as global whose initial value is 10. My function name is int main. A variable is declared. That variable name again same as that of global variable. So when this is encountered, this will hide the global variable name. This local variable hides the global variable name. Whenever you use num1 in this function, that refers to num1, that is the local num1 only, not the global num1. That is why these inner variable, if names are same, just for that purpose I gave same variable name. If variable names are same, local variable name will hide that global variable. Okay, when you're trying to print it, value 20 will be displayed but not 10. Value will be 20 but not 10 because num1 hides global variable. Now, a block is created. This is a way to create block. With the help of curly bracket, we can create the block. In this block, again a variable is declared. Num1 is declared with the value 30. This inner variable will hide this local variable. Now, if num1 is accessed, then that refers to the num1 which is given inside this block, not this local variable, not this global variable. When you are trying to get the value with the help of num1, that means this is retrieved, not this one, not this one. Next, now the scope of this inner num1 lost because we reached end of the block. We reached end of the block. This is the end of the block. Now scope of this gone. Now num1 local, num1 global exist. So when you are trying to print num1, you will get value 20, local 20, not global 20. So the answer will be 20 from this statement, 30 from this statement, again 20 from this statement. Hope you got the idea of scope of a variable that indicates the lifetime till where that is exist. Okay, so I mean to say global variable has got highest scope, then local variable, then that inner variable. Okay, the variables declared inside a block. Try this program, observe the output. Okay, now int num1 is declared, int num2 is declared. As variables are different, no problem. When you are trying to print get num1, 10 is displayed here. When you are accessing num2, 20 is displayed. Local variable is declared 30. Now we'll see these three: num1 10, num2 20, num3 it is local, inner variable. So answer will be 30. So 10, 20, 30. 10, 20, 30. Okay, these two from these two. Next, num3 lost its existence. Num3 lost because the body ended. Num3 lost. Now what to do? See here. Num1 you are trying to access it, the value 10. Num2 when you are trying to access it, 20. When you are trying to access num3, you will get error because its lifetime gone. It is not at all existing. The memory that was allocated to num3 is now released, freed. Num3 is not available. So if you are trying to compile this, you will get error. uncomment this and try. Okay. Now same program, another way of analysis. So the same thing is shown here. Why that one is shown here? Just have a look to this program. Anyway, I will explain that. Global variable num1 is defined with value 10. Next, function, we don't have anything declared here. Inside main, variable is declared num1. Num1, this hides the meaning of this num1 hides global variable. Num1 is num1 plus 10. Num1 is which value? Is it global or local? Local value, because it hides global variable num1. So 20 plus 10, that is 30. When you're trying to print it, value 30 will be displayed. Next, you're calling a function. Now you're calling a function. So the function retrieves the value of num1. That function knows only this num1, not this one. Function knows only this num1, not this num1. This is local. You are not passing the value. The num1 value, that is 10. That function will display value 10. Okay, the function here, it is retrieving num1. The function knows this num1, not this one. This is local to this function. See, this function is not having any value, any variable with name num1. Function is accessing global num1, so value 10. Next, inside the block, again num1 is created, whose value is 30. Num1 is 30 plus 10, it is 40. 30, not these values. Local, first it checks whether any variable is defined in the local, in the inner, in that block. If so, that is considered. Next, it will have a look onto the local variable part declaration. There it is checked. If no, again we will go to top. If there also no, the program gives error. Variable is undeclared. So searching starts from bottom to top. Inner, local, global. Okay. 30 plus 10 is answer 40. So num1, this num1 lost. Still num1 is there. That is local num1. Local num1. Local num1 value is 20 plus 10, that is 30. 30. Okay, when you are trying to access that function again, the value will not be 30, it is 10 only. Okay, try this program, analyze it again. Next, we'll see a little bit about pointers. Variable I is declared. Actually, I is a container. If you consider integer that takes 2 bytes, it's okay, fine. Otherwise, in some compiler, it takes 4 bytes. So I is a named memory location. For me, this big number very difficult to remember. That is why I am using a name called I. It is a container. The container name is I. The container address is 6487572, like that. The value that is stored here, it is 10. The container is this address. Content is 10. Container name is I. Container address is this one. Content is 10. Okay, then I would like to store this address in somewhere. I would like to store this address. Okay, now the value that is stored in a pointer reference variable is 6487572. That means int star IPTR that holds the address of I. What is the address of I? The address of I is 6487572. As it is a variable, pointer variable, that also requires memory. So different memory location is allocated. 64877578, like that. In that memory location, address of this container is placed. Address of this container whose name is I. The address is 6487572, that is stored here. Now we'll break We'll see that what happens. Address of I. What is address of I? This is I. Address of I is 6487572. 6487572. Okay. From this you will get 6487572. What is the content of that container? Container name is I. Content is 10. The value will be 10. Now, address of I can also be retrieved from here. Correct, no? This is the address which is stored in another pointer. So IPTR, that is pointing to that one. What is the content of that? That is this one. Okay. Now, size of I is integer. Integer size is sometime it is 2, sometime it is 4. Okay. So all depends on the compiler which I am using, which gives size 4. Okay. Next, size of integer. With that also you will get the size of an integer. You can use a variable or that data type name or a pointer variable. So just try this program. Okay, see what happens. Okay. So in my case, the character size is 1, integer size is 4, long size is 4, float size is 4, double is 8. Try this also. You will get